This is a clown ass company. 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 Yo, what the fuck? Why would you double down on this, bro? Bro, why would you double down on this? Especially in conflict. Like, this is in stark conflict with what you did after the footage was aired, bro. Yo, what's up, y'all? My name is Devontae, and I sacrificed my time so you don't have to. I was actually not going to upload anything else until we got to AEW tonight, but I got an intro in that AEW video that I feel is a little bit important, so I didn't want to put this in the intro. Not to mention, there's a little meat to the bones of what the fuck we're about to discuss right now, where I feel like this could be a standalone video, man. Yo, check this out. Phony Cons explained why it made a lot of sense to air Punk and Perry footage. The cope is strong with this, bro. The cope is strong. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Down in the description box, link, follow it, click it. You already know the routine. Check it out. The dust has settled on last week's AEW Dynamite, which you'll no doubt recall featured the use of security camera footage showing CM Punk's real-life altercation with Jack Perry backstage at last year's All In London as part of the fictional tag title program between the Young Bucks and FTR. We'll find out more in the weeks, months, and years to come about the impact of that move on AEW and the men involved in the segment and the year's worth of drama that preceded its airing. Until we do, the men who made the ultimate call to use the footage will probably get asked about his decision a lot. Phony Cons was asked about it while on the Chris Russell show yesterday on April 16th. The AEW owner, president, and head of creative stuck to his position that it made the latest Bucks FTR title bout a better story. Khan doesn't directly address his rumored and pretty obvious other motive, responding to Punk's version of events and criticism of AEW during an interview with Ariel Helwani the week before. And I quote from Phony Cons, listen to this bullshit right here, y'all. Well, I think it made a lot of sense. First of all, FTR Young Bucks ladder match coming up at AEW Dynasty for the World Tag Team Championships. This is the fourth chapter in FTR versus the Young Bucks. The last time they wrestled, Young Bucks FTR 3 was at Wembley Stadium, AEW All In. And a lot happened that day. They were the third match on the pay-per-view, and at one point it looked like we were going to have to call them up and they were going to have to wrestle the first match. And then they ended up going in the spot they were in. But the Young Bucks said the whole day, everything that happened, it really affected their mental preparation. They weren't able to pray before the match. They were very stressed out. They slipped on the banana peel and lost the match, but they blame FTR. They blame what happened at Wembley Stadium, and that's why, in hindsight, that's why they refused to shake FTR's hand. It was fascinating to see after that tape played the reaction that Jack Perry got at New Japan Pro Wrestling this week. He got the reaction of a superstar. That is not altogether unexpected and is something very interesting, perhaps a side effect of this. Jack Perry is already a big star in wrestling. Really, the way the crowd connected with him in Chicago, that was interesting to see. The cope. Tony, bruh, just be a man about it. Why you gotta go, bruh? I get it. In the end of the day, you can't just outright say why you did the thing that you did, but just say no comment like you did everything else, because it makes you look like you're fucking delusional. It makes it feel like that you're insulting the intelligence of your own fans. Like, see, to me and the rest of everybody else who's probably listening to this video, 90% of us, we are not fans of yours. So we get, in the end of the day, you ain't really talking directly to us. You don't give a fuck about us. I get it. You said that since the beginning of AEW when you started to curtail everything to your little closet echo chamber fan base. But at least to your fans, have enough respect, have enough dignity to at least tell your fans, say to your fans that either A, no comment, or B, let me just give it to you on the real. Like CM Punk gave it to us on the real, right? Just give it to us, bro. Don't just sit here and try to play all these fucking games and pretend as if this is all some fictional kayfabe shit. We know what you're doing, bro. Why even go down that route? It's just a full-on coat. But you think that's the end of it? Nah, it gets better, bro. The Young Bucks, they got something to say about this also. So check this out. Link is down in the description box below. The Young Bucks have opened up about the decision to air the All In London footage last week on Dynamite. All Elite Wrestling EVPs Matthew and Nicholas Jackson recently sat down with Justin Barrasso, I think I said it right, Barrasso, I think that's how you say it, of Sports Illustrated, when asked about the decision to air the All In footage last week on AEW Dynamite. The Young Bucks offered very different answers. Matthew chose to keep things more in character and the storyline tied into their match with FTR at Dynasty. And I quote, "Since we are wrestling FTR at Dynasty, and with it being the first time doing that since All In London, so many feelings and thoughts came rushing back," Matthew Jackson said. "Old wounds were reopened. We decided it was only fair to be transparent and honest with our fans." Really, bruh? We needed to give them context about why we feel we came up short at All In London. Our bodies were there in the ring wrestling FTR at Wembley, but our minds were in the back with the scapegoat the entire situation, Jack Perry. The three of us specifically were wrong that night, and I haven't gotten over that. Nicholas, on the other hand, offered a shorter but out of character response. And I quote, "As EVPs, we were given a task for that week by the boss, and we did it to the best of our abilities." Nicholas Jackson said, "Zero regret." So we got some contradicting stories from both parties, right? We got one party saying we're doing it for an angle purpose, right? Then you get to the other half of the party, they're saying we're doing it for an angle purpose. And then we got another half saying from that same party that our boss told us to do it. Do what? Do what? See, that's what I'm saying, man. This is the whole playing with your intelligence mentality bullshit that I hate from these motherfuckers, man. If you ain't gonna talk about the situation, if you ain't gonna be about the situation, then don't fucking try to touch on the situation or just say no comment. Don't sit here trying to insult our intelligence. All right, bet. If that's really your main concern, if that's all you had as far as problems with what was going on, as far as you not having any regrets, you had no regrets whatsoever, right? You know, when I have zero regrets about the shit that I say, not only do I double down, I welcome all the criticisms in the world, and I debate every last single person on what fucking criticism they have coming at my way. You know what I don't do? I don't delete comments. You know what I don't do? I don't try to fucking go out of my way to flag videos or any of this other shit. Again, check out the intro coming up in the next video. You'll get more in detail about what the fucking coming from this perspective. It all ties in together so beautifully. But you know what I don't do? I don't censor people who have an opinion about me, and more in particular, it's a critical, bad, negative opinion about me, because I stand on my two. I say what I say, and I mean by what I say. I stand by what the fuck I say. When people were coming at me left and right about the whole opinion about me saying CM Punk had no right to put their hands on Jack Perry, I'm gonna say it for the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9 billion time. You know why? Because at the end of the day, I know I'm right, because none of the motherfuckers who actually dispute the point that I'm saying will ever carry themselves like that in real life, and they wouldn't carry themselves like that at their jobs. They just say it because they sit behind their motherfucking keyboards. And I'm gonna say it again. CM Punk ain't had his right to put his hands on Jack motherfucking Perry. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. It's like that. Straight up. He had no fucking right to put his hand on Jack Perry. You can say whatever you want as far as his motives. You can say whatever you want as far as you feel like he's in the right. Motherfucker ain't arguing whether or not he was in the right or whether or not he was in the wrong. But what I know he was in the wrong for was putting his hands on that boy when that boy didn't put his hands on him. You can sit there all you want to and say, oh, we couldn't hear any of the words on the camera, but the motherfucker CM Punk himself said what the fuck he said when he was on camera, off camera, on the Ariel Helwani shoot. It's like that. He ain't fucking proposed anything that Jack Perry said to him. Y'all just trying to make up things in order to make your situation and your narrative make sense. It's like that, straight up. He had no right putting his hands on the motherfucking person when the motherfucking person ain't threatened him and when the motherfucking person ain't put their hands on him. Like that, straight up. And I stand on that, and I never will dissent from that. People can come left and right and tell me all day that I'm wrong. Get all the votes, and I don't give a fuck. I don't. Because I know I don't carry myself like that, and I know they don't carry themselves like that. It's one thing if you want to do it on the streets. I get that. Still to a certain degree, not really, but at least it has a little bit more cognitive, following, right? You can't do that shit at work. I just don't understand how this could be an argument, but I get it. They thinking with their emotions. I'm a little bit emotional right now, so I get it. I ain't going to try to sit there and contradict that point. But you notice what I did? I doubled down. Stood to. Stand by it. Stand by it. That's it. Stand by it. What you don't do is delete everybody's shit. What you don't do is copyright strike everybody's shit. What you don't do is pull shit off the internet that you posted. And people can say all they want to, oh, Devontae, that's their material. You know what? You're right. That's their material. But how many times have they pulled shit off the internet that actually posted them in a positive light, and they ain't do shit about that, huh? You never hear shit about AEW pulling off positive shit, right? Huh? Do you ever see shit like that? Almost never. Almost never, if ever. Because they want to paint a narrative. They want everybody to fit their narrative. And not everybody's going to fit your narrative. Not everybody's going to agree with you. Like I said about the CM Punk and Jack Perry stuff, I got a whole bunch of people who disagree with me. You know what? That's all right. That's cool. Nothing wrong with people disagreeing. But what I do hate, what I don't like, is when people disagree with me. For an example, if I'm going on their platform and they feel the right to have to fucking censor me and censor what the fuck I'm saying because we disagree on something. Nah, that's not how that works. If you have an opinion and you actually said that shit, then stick by it, bro. Don't try to make up all these manipulation tactics, try to fucking have a dissenting narrative when you know in reality that wasn't your original position. You never carried yourself like that, Tony, as far as actually believing that this whole shit has something to do with some bullshit kayfabe nonsense going into a pay-per-view that we don't even know half the fucking matches on the card. You haven't promoted Dynasty at all, but all of a sudden now it's all about FTR and the Young Bucks? And I get it, that's how they tried to play it off last week when they were showing the footage. Let me ask you a question then. If CM Punk ain't going on Ariel Helwani, would you have still played the footage then in order to build to FTR and the Young Bucks? We both know the answer to that. You wouldn't do that shit because you know why? Because you would have no reason to want to do that shit. You felt you were in the right. You felt if you were to go out of your way to post the video that everybody will see where you're coming from and you can have a little bit of a ledge over, you can have like a head start or an edge, if you will, no pun intended, over CM Punk. And it backfired on you. How do I know it backfired on you? Because not only did you get all the criticisms coming your way, like I said, you did everything you could to take off any kind of dissenting opinion whatsoever. That's how we know you're wrong. You thought that you can go out of your way and say all the things that you felt like you could say without recognizing or reading the room and knowing that we all heard this from CM Punk already. Everything that was talked about, everything that was presented in that video, for the most part, 98% of it, CM Punk already talked about. And all you did was prove the fucking point. And even worse, you used this as a way to what? Try to get like I said, to get an edge, bro. To get an edge on what the fuck your other person was saying, your op was saying. This is your way of A, trying to get an edge on him, and B, trying to use him as a draw for your program. And that's all that it was. I guarantee you, this priority that you're trying to propose in front of everybody as if this was the main thing you were actually using in order to get over your fucking company or storyline, whatever the case may be, this was never in your mind from a priority standpoint. If this was in your mind, this was only in your mind in order to display as a distraction, as a facade. That's all it was. This was never on your mind priority-wise as a reason as to why you're doing this. If it was, I guarantee you, top 5, it was number 6. But you want to sit here and try to play these games, man. That's what I'm talking about right there. See, folks, what the fuck I've been trying to tell y'all the entire time. It ain't about me. Like I said, people like me who watch my videos, people like me within this community, we see through the bullshit, Tony. We see through your bullshit, homie. All we want in the end of the day is for AEW to be a better product. That's all we ask for. That's all we want to see. We want AEW to be a better product in order to go up against WWE so we can get some good fucking programming out of professional wrestling like it used to be back in the days. That's all we want. You, on the other hand, you got some echo chamber mind. You got some narrative. This is just a playground for you, bro. Everybody's a fucking toy, and this whole thing called AEW is a toy chest, bruh. And we don't want to be pawns in your toy chest. We don't want to see you play with toys. I don't want to see you play with toys. I have to sit back here and have to review this show tonight, and I ain't got no reason, I got no desire to want to watch your fucking show tonight. There's no reason, there's no plug, there's nothing. And it's sad, because in reality, there's nothing when there's a whole bunch of everything. I want to see Swerve Strickland rise to the top and get a decent story playing throughout the night. I want to see Samoa Joe be that foil. I want to see him be the actual antagonist, because I like both guys. You got Tony Storm right there. I fuck with Tony Storm. Alright? You got Mercedes Moné, not the world's biggest fan, but you put a name on your motherfucking television. I would like for you to actually use that name against one of your biggest superstars. You would think that'd be common sense, right? Will Ospreay, I got nothing against Will Ospreay. I like him as a talent. He said some dumb shit last week, but at the same time, as a talent, I got nothing against him. You put him up against Bryan Danielson, you would think you would be building up stuff, getting us prepared for that story, some actual angles, not no fucking, oh my god, look at you, you're one of the toughest wrestlers. Oh my god, look at you, you're one of the toughest wrestlers. Oh, well, if you're a tough wrestler and I'm a tough wrestler, then let's go in there and prove who's the best tough wrestler. That ain't no motherfucking story. That's some bullshit exhibition between two friends telling each other that they're the best at the video game. I ain't cool with that, bruh. I want to see angles. I want to see stories, but you won't give me that. You are instead focusing on bullshit that got nothing to do with your company overall, because the guy who said all this shit, who just did nothing more than clap back at what the fuck you were putting out there when he had no chance to clap back, is in a different company at the moment, and he's an op. He ain't with your company anymore, and you're using him as nothing more than a draw for your company, when you should be using the people that you spend millions of dollars on right now. You breaking the bank for right now. You're releasing talent and making excuses for why you release the talent. You got them right there. You ain't doing shit with them. See, that's the shit that kills me, but you got all your fanboys who sit here and make excuses for you. When in reality, all they're doing is not just hurting the talent that's on the roster. Not only are they hurting you, not only are they hurting the image of AEW by putting this facade and pretending as if what you're doing is currently good at the moment, but they don't even realize that they're fucking hurting themselves at the moment. That's the big deal. That's the biggest problem. And when shit comes to roost, when the company eventually starts sitting at plateau, when you eventually become TNA or even worse, WCW, they'll make all the excuses in the world as to why you were in a position to actually succeed. But every barrier was put in front of you. No, the real barrier is you, Tony. The real barrier is you, EVPs. You can't get out of your own way and you make excuses as to why you're in the position that you're currently in right now. When you've been doing this for 5 years, you're a billionaire company, all the talent in the world, on national television, and you want to play games like this? That's all it is. It's all games. It's bullshit. It's all games. It's bullshit. Nonsense. You sit here and you play multiple upon multiple upon multiple games. And I have to sit here, I have to review your show for my fans because they don't want to watch your dumbass show. Man. Yo, let me get the fuck up out of here. I think I said enough, man. Hopefully this puts a kibosh on the whole footage nonsense. Now that we've seen the footage, now that we got the aftermath of the footage, now that we got the explanation and quotations of the footage, I think this should be dead now. This is a done dot, all right? We good with this. This shit's in the grave, right? Fucking markers are 2024 of April to 2024 of April. We're good with this? Alright, I'll see you guys later on tonight, unfortunately, for the AEW Dynamite review. As always, my name is Devontae. Deuces, P. Ice.